Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right to it. We're super psyched. Back on the program, Mr.
Yes,
Alex Winter. Round of applause for Mr. Alex Winter.
Yes. And your fancy new digs, I must add.
Are you impressed now?
I'm very impressed. Yeah, I'm waiting for Sally Jesse to come out and ask me about my childhood.
I want to really hear your kind of crash course 101 about what the hell Bitcoin is. I understand it only so far. A lot of our listeners, we talk about this all the time. We've had financial analysts on the show talking about it. I want to hear it from you. You're doing the research. You're in production. What the hell is Bitcoin?
What is Bitcoin?
Where does it come from? And is there like money in a vault somewhere that represents Bitcoins? How does it all work?
Okay, how it works. I'm not going to give you, there's really, really great, now that we're further down the road, there's really good, if you go to YouTube and Google what the hell is Bitcoin, it'll like walk you through sort of the same thing I did with Download It. I don't want to kind of bore people with like hyper technical stuff.
Sure.
Basically, you know, we live, and this is what my movie is about, we live in an era of cryptography. You know, the internet itself was sort of architected around cryptography, and it's taken a while for that to actually enter our lives in a fundamental way.
Sure.
And when I say the shiny object about the deep web and the dark net, is that what's happening in the media, just like with Napster, was like, it's piracy, it's free Madonna songs. It's like, that was the shiny object. And over here, there was hundreds of millions of people creating a global community, which is a little bit more important than pulling a Madonna track down for free, right? And what's happening is that everyone's going, oh, you know, they're selling drugs online and people are using this Bitcoin thing to buy drugs. And it's like, no. I mean, yes, they are, just like they're using, you know, U.S. currency to buy drugs. People use various forms of exchange to purchase drugs. This is a known fact.
It's been happening for a while.
It's been happening for a little while. Just as there's been drugs online for a little while.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, like, you know, since it first showed up. So the sort of notion that Bitcoin is somehow this nefarious thing that allows you to go and buy drugs is so completely ludicrous, it's laughable, and we will debunk that myth quickly in the movie. What you have is, you know, is a cryptocurrency, and what that means in a nutshell is that it was created. It's an open source peer-to-peer technology. It's created to allow. What makes Bitcoin work is that how do you create an exchange, a cyber exchange that doesn't allow for repeat spending? How do you know that once you spend one Bitcoin, you can't say, okay, now I'm going to go spend the same one over here and the same one over here, and you're never going to know. And that's where cryptography comes in, which is usually tied to a two-factor system or some way of creating a bounce back, a private key, a public key. You can Google all this stuff. It's really basic once you get your arms around it.